Good morning, students. This is the second video of your first chapter, that is Evolution of Computers. I hope you all have revised all the topics that I taught you in the previous class. In the last class, we studied about different counting methods and also read about some calculating devices like abacus, Napier bones, and Pascaline, and saw how the use of these devices made the calculation easier and faster. Students, in today's video, we will learn about some more calculating devices. So let's start our today's class. Students, our first device is Leibniz's calculator. This device was invented by Leibniz. It was used to perform mainly the multiplication and division functions. This machine is mainly made up of steel and copper. As here we can see, the machine that is lying inside this box is made up of steel and copper. This device did multiplication by repeated addition. This device is also called as the improved version of the Pascaline. So now let's see our next device, that is Jacquard's Loom. It was invented by Joseph Marie Jacquard in 1801. It was the first machine to use punched card to control the sequence of operations. Now you all must be wondering about the word punch card. Actually, a punched card is a piece of paper that contains the information for doing calculation. This information is represented by holes in it. Students, here we can see a punched card at the right of the page. This is a punch card. It has a piece of paper that contains lots of holes in it. Actually, these holes represent the information about the calculation that has to be performed, and the image at the left is the picture of Jacquard's loom. This is the whole device, and these are the punched cards that are used for the operations. Now let's move to our next device, that is difference engine. Difference engine was developed by Charles Babbage, who is also known as the father of computer, in the year 1823. This machine could solve complex functions and calculations of mathematics. All those devices that we all have read earlier in this chapter were just used to perform basic calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But this was the first device that was used to solve complex functions like trigonometric functions and algorithmic functions. Now let's see about our next device, that is analytical engine. Analytical engine was developed by Charles Babbage in the year 1834, and it is also said that analytical engine was the improved version of difference engine. Analytical engine was a general-purpose, fully programmed, controlled digital computer. It was capable of performing all the basic arithmetic operations and comparison. Analytical engine was based upon the concept of input, process and output. Students, this was the first device that worked on the concept of input, processing and output. This machine was powered by a steam engine. All the devices used for calculation before this device were operated manually, but this device used steam engine. The inputs were provided by punched card and the output had a printer or a plotter. Actually, the plotter is a output device that is used to print big banners and hoardings. Now let's move towards our next device, that is tabulating machine. It was the first electronic machine. All the devices that we read earlier were operated either by manually or by the help of steam engine. It was developed by Dr. Hermann Hollerith in 1890s. This device was capable of reading data, processing it and giving output. Punched cards were used to give input, record and store informations. Now let's read about our next device, that is Mark I. It was designed by Howard H. Aiken in 1944. It was fully automatic digital computer. It is also known as automatic sequence controlled calculator. Let's see about our next device, that is ENIAC. It stands for Electronic Numeric Integrator and Calculator. It was the first electronic general purpose computer that consisted of 18,000 vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes were used in these devices for storage and processing purposes. These devices were large in size and emitted large amount of heat. It was designed by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert in 1946. Now let's move towards our next device, that is EDSAC. It stands for Electronic Delay Storage Automatic Calculator. It was developed by Maurice Wilkes in 1949. It was the first storage automatic computer and much faster than ENIAC. And the last device that we all are going to read today is UNIVAC. It stands for Universal Automatic Computer. It was developed by John Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert in 1951. It was the first electronic computer to handle both text and numeric data. That's all for today. Now, in our next computer class, we will read about the generation of computers and the types of computers.